How much on that? I'll pass on for 100, but I'll take this one for 10.
That's sick.
Would you do 50 on it?
Panzer Dragoon? Ninja Gaiden?
I'll do 120 for you.
I'll do that. That's fine. That's fair.
Hey, how's it going everyone? Today, we're hitting up the flea market. And not just any flea market. I'm taking you guys along with me to Wolf's Flea Market, which is by far the most recommended spot I have been told to go to since I moved here to Chicago. And after going there, I can definitely say I understand why everybody was recommending it. So let me show you what I ended up buying to flip online for a profit. Check it out.
All right, let's see what this place is all about.
1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you.
So here we are at Wolf's Flea Market. It is a Sunday morning, and normally I don't do too much picking on Sunday mornings, but I had a few hours, so I figured I'd go out and see what this place is all about. Now, I did decide before I came here today that I was primarily going to be looking for small items that are going to be easy to ship and hopefully will be fast sellers, and that's because later this week I had a large shipment coming in that I'm going to have to process anyways, so I needed to limit my scope a little bit. So what I decided to do to give myself the best odds of finding the stuff I was looking for was kind of do a drive-by scan of the vendors' booths as I was walking past, and primarily what I was looking for were vendors that looked like they had not set up there before, or vendors that looked like they had gotten new inventory that hadn't been searched through yet.
A little Garfield shirt? That's pretty cool.
And before long, I came across this booth right here. Unfortunately, I wasn't the first one there, but it was still filled with things that I wanted to find.
Here we go. That's what I like to see.
There were various electronics and a ton of video games ranging from DS to NES to consoles themselves.
Sprung. Never heard of it.
There were even things like iPhones hidden down in these bins. It was a very wide variety of stuff. But this guy definitely knew what he had. He was a reseller himself, and while his prices weren't at market value, they were pretty close and the margins just weren't there on most of the stuff.
Brother, you want to tell me we got on this stuff? PSP, DS Lite, 3DS, SP in the games.
I wanted 100 on this one, 80 on this one. This one I wanted 30, 15 for this one, 15, 30. I got
How much you got on the Apple Pencils?
It depends on which Apple. Those I got 65. On the other ones I got, they're still working and everything. They're just kind of like, you know, iffy condition. Those are different prices. Like I got 50 on some of them, 55 on others,
Gotcha.
and 45 on other ones.
And after asking his prices on a lot of the stuff that you're seeing on the video games, on the electronics, on the video game consoles, I realized that there was one spot where we were pretty close to each other's prices on, and that was the handheld system. So that is where I tried to strike a deal at.
Oh, are you recording right now?
I'm recording, yeah. I don't have to throw you in.
Bunch
I don't have to throw you in. It's all good.
You could.
If you want.
I do want. I want to see myself.
Would you do 80? It has a game pre-downloaded.
I'd be wiping it if I bought it.
What about the calculator?
So I can tell you the prices I was at on them in my head.
All right, yeah, go for it.
All right, so I was at like 70 on that. I was thinking like 15 on that one.
I'll do the
50.
Yeah, I'll do the 15.
It's right on the border for me because that'll be a fast seller. DS Lights, I'm at like, I do like 20 bucks a piece. And then these guys, I'd be at like 45 on those guys.
I'll do 120 for you.
120.
It's 5 off from what you said.
I'll do that. That's fine. That's fair.
And if I'm pretty sure everything here works, I've tested it out, but if it doesn't, just bring it back.
Okay. Cool, man. I'm sure I'll see you around more if you sell up here, so.
So for 120 bucks, I ended up getting this TI-84 Plus CE calculator, a silver Nintendo DS Lite, and a black DSi, which came with a bonus game, My Sims, as well as this 3DS XL. It is the pink and white edition, which is a little bit harder to find. Unfortunately, the front of it, focus. But unfortunately the front is a bit scratched up, so that's going to hurt the value. And because of that, unfortunately, I don't feel comfortable enough to sell this one on Amazon, so I'm going to sell it over on eBay, but it should still be some pretty good profit. And after that buy, I ended up walking down the aisle some more, again looking for small flippables, and I saw some cool stuff like these old Nintendo Power Strategy guides, some vintage clothing and hats, a ton of toys, and even some anime and manga stuff.
Check those out. Those are cool.
But none of that stuff ended up having the profit margins that I was looking for, and actually the next purchase that I made ended up being something for myself.
Joey Mars.
That's sick.
Melted cheese and a crispy hash brown and a grilled tortilla. I want to. See, you may not be a morning person.
Are these yours? The Joey Mars?
10 a piece.
10 a piece?
The one on the top is a little soiled, but I keep it there because I figure
And it'll keep the sun off it. Yeah.
I don't care.
So after buying myself one of those awesome vintage velvet Joey Mars posters, I continued on with my search for things to flip when this bucket of cameras on this table ended up catching my eye, and there were a couple in there that I was interested in.
How much on that one, man?
$10.
I'll take up 10.
So that one,
And
I
on the
got
81?
2 lenses and 2 flashes. I got the booklet. I got a whole bunch of stuff for that one.
How much is it?
$100.
I'll pass on for 100, but I'll take this one for 10.
Now those of you who have been around a while might recognize the camera that I ended up buying. This is a vintage Canon Sure Shot. There you go, there's a better view of it right there, and you can see it says Sure Shot right there on the top, and I've actually sold quite a few of these. In fact, I think I've found like 4 of them just in the last year alone. Now there are a couple different variants of this camera right here, and a lot of them you can tell the differences because of the grip styles, but there are certain ones that sell for like $80 to $100, and there are some of these that sell for like $150 to $200. But the one that I got here today is the $80 one, which is still a great profit on my $10 investment, and I always get the questions on how do I test cameras, do I actually put film in them and shoot, and the answer to that is no, I don't do that. Basically what I do for most cameras is make sure that the simple functionality works, you know, check out the outside, make sure it looks good, open up the back, make sure the film compartment looks clear, pop a battery in, check the shutters, check your light meter, check the flash, make sure it's rewinding, and you're pretty much good after that. And yes, I have gotten returns on cameras before, but not many, and I always make sure to note in the description that it has not been film tested. Anyways, after picking up that camera, I didn't have to wait too long before finding my next little pickup, and that was at this vendor right here where I ended up spotting this Aqua 3DS.
How much on the DS? 70.
got a wire that goes with it too. Here's a couple screwdrivers.
Would you do 50 on it?
I can do 65.
65?
I'll throw in a game.
I believe it.
Throw in a game? I'll do that. Where are the games at? Right here? I'll grab that guy.
Acoustic electric. Oh yeah, here's some acoustic pieces.
65. Thank you. I got ourselves a little Aqua 3DS, 65 bucks, and he threw in Lego Marvel for me. And I think I'll get around 100 after fees on Amazon, so good deal.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let the clip continue to roll here because I didn't have to wait long to find my next score, and this next one is absolutely my favorite find of the day. I can't believe it was just sitting there, and I almost missed it. I imagine a lot of other people already missed it before I got there, but look what I saw out of the corner of my eye.
Alright, there's a cement factory. How much on that?
Where'd you find it?
Right there in that green bucket.
Give me $1.
I'll take it for $1. Might dig into that bucket a little more. It just caught my eye as I was walking right past it.
You'll surprise
Thank you,
us
sir.
what you find.
I did end up digging through this bucket and didn't find anything else that I wanted to grab, but I gotta talk about what I just found. This right here is Mario's Cement Factory. It's a Game & Watch from 1983. You can see it's missing its battery cover, but these are incredibly rare to come across anymore. As most of you know, I started my reselling journey by selling video games and stuff, so I do have a few of these in my collection, but this is one of the ones that I do not have. Like, look at this, it's so old that Mario isn't in his classic blue and red colorway, he's in like a yellow and orange getup. And actually, I think this is like the second official like Mario titled game that was ever released. I think the first one was Mario Brothers Game & Watch, and then this. Obviously he was in like Donkey Kong and stuff first, but this was like his second standalone game. So for this one, I don't know if I'm gonna resell it. I gotta check my collection first, see if this is in it, and if it's not, this is coming home and staying with me. However, I still think it resells for like 80 bucks. And after finding that Game & Watch, I was feeling pretty good about how the morning went, and I was about to call it, but then I found one more thing that caught my eye.
I could do 25 for that, but
25?
yeah, I'll let it go for 25, man. I don't have no disc, like I said.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, 25 is a good deal.
I'll do 25 on it, that's fine.
And with that pickup right there, I decided to go ahead and call things for this flea market, but I was not done yet. And that's because on my way home is that indoor flea market that I stopped at last week, so I figured I'd go ahead and pop in there to see if I could stumble across something more.
All right, here we are back again. It's pretty popping today. Got a couple games here. Panzer Dragoon, Ninja Gaiden, Oddworld. Excuse me, how much are your games? $1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. I'll buy them. $6. Thank you.
So right there, almost immediately after entering this flea market, I found this stack of games for $1 a piece, and there were some pretty decent titles in there. And after that, I ended up walking down to that little game store from last video, but this time he asked me not to film inside, which I was totally cool with, but I did end up picking up one game. And that game was Tales of Legendia right here. It's a PlayStation 2 game. I've never actually played this one before, so I'm going to give it a test play out. If I like it, I'll end up keeping it. If not, then I'll end up flipping it. I paid 25 bucks for it, and it's about a $50 game. And real quick, I want to mention that the dude who runs that shop is a nice guy. He's a collector himself. He's willing to wheel and deal on prices. If you're ever at Buyer's Flea Market, definitely go check him out. And with that, I didn't see anything else I wanted to buy, so after this pickup right here, I decided to call it a day. And with that, I gotta say, I think today was a success. I got games, electronics, a camera, a bunch of handhelds to send into Amazon, and a really awesome piece to add to my personal collection. So yeah, I definitely think I'll be going back to this flea market in the future. Maybe one of these Sundays I'll set aside some more time so I can really go through everything there. Actually, if you want to see a video like that where I spend more time at this flea market, let me know down in the comments, and let me know by hitting that like button for me. It lets me know that you do enjoy this kind of content. Otherwise, that's going to wrap things up for now. I hope to see you in the next one. Till next time, keep on treasure hunting. Peace.